Hey guys, today we're going to be checking out more Squim Gym. We're going to be checking out TF2 versus TFC, the evolution of Two Fort. I cannot wait to watch this, man. I'm sure it's going to be just as awesome as the other ones that we've watched. And thank you so much, everybody who's been checking out the channel here lately, liking, a comment, and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. With that being said, if you're new, do not forget to hit that sub button, please. And thank you. And let's go ahead and jump into it. All right.
TFC and TF2 both have maps. In fact, they both have two forts. Let's compare them. Because, you know, I thought in addition to the ongoing TF2 versus TFC class comparisons, it might be fun to see how the maps that are in both games stack up to one another too. And I mean, hey, the last time someone made a video comparing both versions of Two Fort was before TF2 even came out. And this guy can't wait to play the beta tonight. I hope he enjoyed it. So am I really going to milk the...
I hope he enjoyed it. Yeah, we did see. I was wondering on, I think it was the last video, or maybe the video before. They were playing on like this map that, you know, obviously when he's comparing the characters, and it looked just like Two Fort, just looked like a, you know, very basic retro style Two Fort. And so I was wondering if it was the same thing.
TF2 versus TFC series with a spin-off map version before the main one is even close to being finished. Yes, someone's got to do it. And what better way to start than with probably the most iconic map that goes all the way back to Quake Team Fortress. Maybe someday we'll compare it to that one too, but for now we're going to stick to TFC versus TF2. Alright, in this corner it's Two Fort, and in the other corner it's also Two Fort.
Nice.
You can't really make two locations fight each other, but we're going to try.
He said we can't make them fight each other, but what the heck, we're going to do it anyway.
So, I'm sure we all know how capture the flag works, but let's still compare the basics. And of course, the main objective of both versions of Two Fort is to take the enemy flag, or intelligence, and bring it back to your base. But one really big difference is that in classic Two Fort, you don't bring it back to your flag location. Instead, there's a designated capture spot on your balcony area. So this right here is where you have to bring the flag to, and that can make capturing a lot faster.
Okay.
And in both versions of CTF, you can still capture the flag when yours has been stolen, and in both, the flag will remain where it landed for 60 seconds after the carrier has dropped it or has been killed. In TF2, for some reason, the team who capped gets 10 seconds of crits. I don't really know why they thought that was a good idea, but by default that is what happens, and in TFC there is no similar equivalent. Now, in case you're really scratching your head as to why this map containing two identical forts is called Two Fort, well, that's because in 1847, a wandering pack of teenage bullies forced...
Okay, I was going to say, we learned about this in the comics that we were watching last week, that it was starting because of Two Fort. Like, what?
Huggins to rename the town he founded on the spot where his wife was mauled to death by a bear from Hugginsville to Two Farts, and thus Two Fort was born. Yeah, that's how it went. That sounds about right. The whole two identical forts things is clearly just a coincidence. And yeah, in both games, the layout is pretty much mirrored for both sides, with a bridge separating the two. In Quake TF and TFC's Two Fort, the entire area is pretty wide open with nothing covering the bridge.
I was about to say
that. Where in TF2,
that.
the bridge is covered.
Yeah.
Though in early trailers, you can see the beta version where the bridge has no covering either.
Oh.
The water area directly underneath the bridge is pretty similar for both games, though in TFC it is completely open, while in TF2 it does have the supports for the bridge. And rather than this area leading directly to the sewers, in the TFC Two Fort you actually have to swim down into them, and they're completely filled with water throughout. There is also no health...
Oh, I didn't know that. You had to swim all the way through? That's crazy. I was wondering why, you know, like the huge differences in it, because I knew it probably wasn't going to be exactly the same, but man, that's crazy.
Ammo down there like there is in TF2. In fact, other than spawn, there are no health and ammo pickups anywhere on the original Two Fort. But once you make it through the sewers, you get to this super cramped, winding staircase that feels like it goes on way longer than it should. It just never ends. Oh look, it ended. And because you don't have to swim down to get into it, this whole area is raised up quite a bit in TF2, so stairs are much shorter to get into the base. And once you get into the base in TFC, you'll notice that the layout is almost identical to TF2's Two Fort. If you go right, you'll see two exits to the center of the map.
Okay.
And if you go left, you'll see this narrow hallway that leads to a more open area.
Okay.
And if you go straight, it's just a bigger hallway to the same open area. And aside from the bridge in the middle, the layout here is very similar to how it is in TF2 as well. If you go left, it'll lead you to spawn, and if you go straight from there, it'll lead you to the battlements, and eventually to the second spawn on the other side.
Okay.
And just like in TF2, this spawn has the same little drop-down area that leads to the tiny hallway. This split section here also has basically the exact same...
I was gonna say, so it's pretty much the exact same map, it's just that there's a roof on top of like the bridge, there's a top to it, and you have to swim down on the TFC side to get to the base instead of just going through the sewer and going up the stairs like you do in TF2. There's not that big of a difference at all.
Layout is TF2, with another drop-down area to the left and a winding passageway to the flag on the right. While not totally one-to-one, the general layout of the basement is very similar, with the same two entrances to the flag and a very similar flag location. There is also this extra resupply area down here, which always seemed kind of unnecessary in TF2, but it was in TFC, and it does have more of a purpose there, so that's kind of how it carried over.
Okay.
And then you get to this. That's not TF2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Instead of stairs, you have this big elevator shaft. And the elevator only works for your team in your base. It won't activate for the enemy team, making this area kind of a dead end for escaping.
Yeah.
Well, at least I thought it was at first, because it did seem like it was a little bit too high to get up there with a basic rocket or grenade jump, but I was able to find a tutorial from 2004 for just this very situation.
Wow.
Thanks, Killjoy's Corner from 2004. I wonder what he's doing now. And yeah, if you take the flag, you can grenade jump out of there. I don't really know if it's more practical than taking the ramp back up, but it is an option, and it looks cooler. And that's really about it. 2 forts the same on both sides, so that is really all you need to see. It really didn't change all that much.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really has not changed, man. It looks like almost identical, just pretty much, you know, a better updated version of the game for TF2. And I'm assuming this was probably like the most played map for TFC. I'm assuming this is it. I don't even know how many maps there are period for TFC. So please let me know if you know in the comments. Like what is, like, how many maps are there? Because I assume 2 Fort is like the one that everybody pretty much played the most, and that's probably why they carried it over to TF2. But yeah, let me know how many maps there are.
Both games, it's just an incredibly simple and straightforward map, so there will be more to say in future map comparisons that are more complex. But you gotta start with 2 Fort. It's 2 Fort. TFC in general is a lot faster paced, and I think the cap area being on the balcony helps speed things up a lot there too.
Yeah.
Instead of having to go all the way back to the basement.
Yeah, I could see with the capture area being like right there, and then that I could just see this being chaos, man.
Just jump right up there.
Complete chaos.
But the TF2 version does have health and ammo packs, and the entire sewer section has been completely overhauled, which I think makes it a lot better. The TF2 2 Fort is definitely a lot nicer looking, but what do you expect? I mean, a lot changed between 1999 and 2007. And apparently a lot changed in the town of 2 Fort between the 1930s and the 1960s, because somehow it went from being in a dam in the mountains to a desert farmland. I'm sure it's not meant to literally be the same location, even though the TFC mercenaries were presumably fighting in the same general New Mexico area.
Wow.
But hey, there could be more than one 2 Fort, right? Who says there can't be? So which map wins 1v1? These two areas with buildings on them are fighting each other. And you know, I think I gotta say that 2 Fort probably wins.
I honestly was not expecting that. I was definitely expecting to say TF2 just because, you know, people love TF2, man.
And yeah, that was the evolution of 2 Fort.
Oh.
It didn't really evolve all that much, but thanks for watching, and a special thanks to my patrons.
All right, yeah, it looks like the rest of it's going to be him thinking his memory, which is great. Yeah, this was a little bit on the shorter side, so it was only 6 minutes long as opposed to the other ones he's made, which are like a little bit closer to 20 minutes long. But this was awesome, man. I'm really glad I got to watch this. We already kind of knew like the backstory of 2 Fort, but haven't really seen like the TFC side of it or anything like that. So it was really cool to see this, man, and just see like the comparison of the two, which isn't really much at all. I mean, literally the biggest difference is the elevators and the water that you got to swim through. Like, I think that's the only thing. So it is really cool to see. And yeah, let me know, how many maps are there for TFC? I have played TFC, didn't play, you know, I think I played like 2 or 3 matches of it. And if you guys want to see the gameplay of that, I'll be sure to make that into a video as well. But it was really fun. I don't think I played the 2 Fort map, but we were playing on another map, and it was pretty much that same map, I believe. It's just that one. But I don't know. Yeah, let me know how many maps are there, and I'm assuming 2 Fort is probably going to be the one that's just everybody's favorite, and that's probably why they brought it over. It also said it was in the Quake one, so I'm sure 2 Fort just seems to be like the most popular. And I will say, when I'm streaming, and you know, you're more than welcome to come hang out with me on Twitch if you want to. Links down in the description below. When I'm streaming, it seems like 2 Fort and Hightower seem to be the two that get requested the most to play. So I feel like 2 Fort's probably just the most, you know, the most used or map out of everyone, the one everybody plays the most. And the first time that I played, or the first time that I streamed it after I played it for the first time I made a video, I played 2 Fort for like 10 hours, man. Like 2 Fort was the I didn't know when I logged in at that day that there was like these matches that couldn't end. Because if you see on my video of me playing it for the first time, I played casual and then I went into community, and I didn't know that there was just like these everlasting rounds. So I played 2 for it for like 3 hours, 2 or 3 days in a row, like straight, without even without the matching ending or anything. Just playing those for a couple hours on my stream. And I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. Now when I play, I try to make sure I do like a wide variety of maps. I'm not playing just the same map, but I did enjoy 2 Fort. It was a lot like faster pace, it seems, than a lot of other maps. So I'm assuming that's why people like it the most, or seems like be one of the most requested ones, is simply because it's like a lot smaller map, and it's just it's a lot more chaos, it seems, when you're over there. So yeah, let me know how many there are. I would love to go back to TFC and to see the other maps, and I'm assuming none of the other ones are the same as the TF2 maps. But this was great, man. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel here. If there's anything else you need to see me react to, you're more than welcome to comment down below. It doesn't have to be TF2. It can be absolutely anything you want, as long as it's within the guidelines. And I don't really think I would be reacting to like a let's play or anything. I don't want to, like, I don't mind doing reactions and stuff and cinematics, and some gameplay I'm okay with. Like, I'll, especially for TF2. TF2 gameplay is completely fine. TF2 community is very great on like copyright and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know if I would do like a straight up like let's play. I'm not too sure yet. I guess it just depends. Depends on how great it was. But I do like reacting to gameplay of like Solar Lie and like Uncle Dane, like stuff that's like really, really good players, especially the ones that are trying to teach you to play the game. So yeah, if there's anything you want to see me react to, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to check it out and maybe make a video on it. So that's all I got for you, man. I really, really appreciate you being here. I will see you in the next video, and do not forget, it's Orc Army for life.